Hello, welcome to past questions review. Today we'll be solving common entrance past question for 2026. That's the just concluded exam. Okay, Government of Abia State Nigeria Examination Development Commission 2026 General Placement Test into Upper Basic Education. So these are for those going into junior secondary school. So instructions, there are 4 sections in this paper, but for the purpose of this video we are going to be solving only the mathematics. Okay, that's question 1 to 25. So the time allowed for the whole exam, that is the entire time, is 2 hours, but because we are focused on maths, we won't take up to that amount of time, and we are going to also be explaining every question bit by bit. Take note, how to shade and enter your answers in the answer booklet will be explained in the exam hall. Your teacher will guide you through that. Okay, that is on the exam day. So let's start. Question 1, right? So let's have 2, 5, 6, 8, and then 0, 1, 0, and 9, 0, 0. So you know this is units, right? This is tenths, this is 100. Okay, because of space, this is 1000, this is 10,000, and this is hundreds of thousand. I'm writing in short forms. And the next one is what? Million. Then the next one is tenths of million. Then the next one is hundreds of million. Then the next one is billion. So this is in billion. So when we call it, we say 2 in billion, 568 in million, 10. This is 10 because this 0 is just a placeholder, is insignificant. So this is 10,900. So let's look for that option. Okay, so 2,568,100,000. No, A is wrong, it's not 100. 2,568,010,900. B makes sense. Let's see C. 200, no, it's billion. 25 billion, no, that's wrong. So option B is the right option. Just before we go to question 2, this past questions exam review and solution is brought to you by Precision Academic World. So here is our official email address, and this is our YouTube channel. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp if you want us to help you, prepare you for this exam, or guide you. If you need any assistance from us, we are open for that. And if you want more of this kind of videos, lessons, we got you covered in your math. For question number 2, what is the product? Product means times, right? Multiplication of DC, LSX, IX, and XIV. So we need to write this in Arabic form, that's numbers. Okay, DC is 600, right? Then LX is 60, LSX is 70, then IX is 9. So this is going to be 679, and then this is XV. X is 10, V is 5, so this is 15. So they are simply asking us to multiply these by 15. So let's have 679 multiplied by 15. Okay, so 5 times 9 is 45. Let's write 5 down and carry 4. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 4, that's 39, right? Okay, we added 4 plus 4, 39. So we'll write 9 down and carry 3. And then 5 times 6 is 30. 30 plus 3 is 33. Okay, so there's no place to carry down, so we'll just write everything. Then here we'll now go to 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Remember to align it. 1 times 7 is 7, and 1 times 6 is 6. From this point we add. So 5 plus nothing is just 5. 9 plus 9 is 18. So you write 8, carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. You write 1, carry 1. And then 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 6, that's 10. So we'll write everything down. So here we are going to have count 1, 2, 3, and then put comma. So we'll have 10,185, and that's option C. Question number 3 says find the value of the circled figure. So the circled figure is 2. So let's bring it out. So 2, then these other ones you can write them as 0. So 4, 6, 8, and 9. So these are zeros. Now okay, there is no need for us to go further. So how many zeros do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like 20,000. Let's check the one that has 4. 1 2 3 4. So the answer is this 20,000. Okay, sometimes this kind of question they will ask you to talk about the place value of the two. So let's talk about place value, though it was not asked here. So this is units, this is unit, this is 10, this is 100, then this one is 1000, and this is 10 tens of thousand, 10,000 or tens of thousand. So this is in tens of thousand, so that's 20,000. And whenever you hear tens of thousand, it means you have to pronounce the first tens you are seeing there and call it in thousand. So this is 20,000. Let's go to the next question. For question number 4, what is the product of 0.15 and 0.03? Now remember, product means times, that's what I'm multiplying. So I want to convert these to a fraction. Is easier to multiply a fraction, that's why I like to convert to fractions. So converting to fraction, this is 1 2 3, so it means is in hundreds. Remember, a number before the decimal point is considered as 1, so we are going to have 15 over 100 multiplied by, this is 1 2 3, so this is 3 over 100. So let's do 3 times 15, that's 15 times 3, that's going to give us 45. But let's do it here so that I can see. 3 times 5 is 15, so you write 5, carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, so that's how I'm getting 45. Then 100 times 100, whenever you have values like this, these are called trailing zeros. Just write 1, then count the number of 0, 1 2 3 4, and write 1 2 3 4. But let's still do it so that I can see clearly. 100 multiplied by 100, so 0 times 0, 0 times 0, 0 times 1. Remember, 0 times anything is just 0. Then another one, 0 times 0, 0 times 0, 0 times 1. Then 1, 1 times 0, 1 times 0, and 1 times 1. So from here, let's add. 0 plus nothing is 0, 0 plus nothing is 0, 0, all 0, all 0, and then 1. So as you can see, at the end of the day, we still have 1 2 3 4. So that's the 10,000, and that was also had here 10,000. Okay, we are going to convert back to decimal. So doing that, since we have 45 up here, there is no need, our answer already is showing us that 45 is okay. There's no need to cancel out. Okay, if not, I would have just divided both sides by 5 and all that. So what we can do from here is that we can now move these points backwards. So we'll have 0. Okay, let's just count 0 0 0 4 5. So let's see if we should have a point here now. This is 1 2 3 4 5. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5. So the answer is 0.0045. Okay, let's see if it aligns with any option. 0.00, that is option A. Okay, now if this question is confusing you, I think maybe you don't really understand how to convert decimals to fraction or how to convert fractions to decimal. So what we basically did here was that, for instance, if we have 45 over 10, I'm explaining now, 45 over 10 simply means 4.5. And if we have 45 over 100, it simply means what? 0.45. So you see how I'm increasing the 0. So like, first I moved here 1, now I've moved 2 times because it's 100. If we have 45 over 1000, what is it going to be? It's going to be 0.045. That's moving 1 2 3. And if we have 45 over 10,000, it means what? 0.0045. I hope this makes sense to you. So what we are doing basically is that we are aligning the dots as we are pushing it according to the denominator we are meant to have. So basically, if you check, this is 1 2 3 4 gives us 1000. 1 2 3 4 5 gives us 10,000 again. Okay, not to make things look difficult or challenging. If this is confusing you, I think you want to pay attention to how to convert decimals to fraction, how to convert fractions to decimal. And if you need a lesson on that, you can actually reach out to us or drop a comment so that I can make a video on that, because I know students or people actually struggle with this topic. So let's go to the next question. Question 5 is actually very simple. Find the volume of the keyboard shown below. So volume of cuboid, so this is a formula math. whenever you have this kind of math, first of all, write the formula down. Okay, so volume of cuboid is length times breadth or width. So breadth times height, that's base area times height. So from here we know that the height is 5, so let me bring it out here. So the length, the breadth, and the height. Okay, so the height here is 5 cm, and then the length, you can take length as 4 cm, and then the breadth as 4 cm and length 10 cm, because usually they consider length as the longest side. But whenever we talk about length and breadth, it shouldn't confuse you, and even if you interchange them, I don't think it will have any effect, because this face, let's take out this face now. Let me sketch this face for you. So this face is a rectangle, so here is 10 cm and here is what, 4 cm. So anyone you consider is appropriate, but most times the longest side is used as the length. That's why I'm using the longest side as the length. Okay, so let's continue from here. The length is 10 multiplied by breadth is 4 multiplied by height is 5. So let's take it bit by bit. 10 times 4 is 40. 40 times 5 is 200. So 200 centimeter cube, because volume is measured in cube. So our right option is option C. For question number 6, a polygon with 8 sides is called octagon. Just like octopus, he has 8 legs, so it's called octagon. Okay, a brief one on polygons. So when we have a polygon with 5 sides is called pentagon. That's why the pentagon has 5 sides. Pentagon, like in the White House, you know. Then 6 sides is hexagon. 7 sides is heptagon. 8 is octagon. 9 is nonagon, and 10 is decagon. So we are going to stop there. So just a revision for your polygons. For question number 7, 6 houses on a street use an average of 47 liters of water daily. How many liters of water will the houses use in 1 week? Okay, so 1 day, because daily means 1 day. So 1 day, that's daily, they use 47 liters of water. Okay, liters, right? It's all good. So for 7 liters of water, then in 7 days, so 7 days, 1 day they use 47. So in 7 days we have to multiply this 47 multiplied by 7. That's what it simply means. That will tell us how many they use in 7 days. Okay, let's do that. 47 by 7. 7 times 7 is 49. So write 9, carry 4. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 4. 29, 30, 31, 32. So that's 32, right? Okay, so it simply means they are using 329 liters in 7 days. So let's see, that's option C. Okay, if you don't like this method, let's try using algebra to solve this. So in 1 day they are using 47 liters. So we can actually say that in 7 days, so this is 1/7, how many liters are they using? So I'm using this as my x or variable. So to solve for this variable, we cross multiply. That becomes 1 multiplied by x is equal to 7 times 47. 1 times x is just x, and 7 times 47 is what? So we've already done it here. That's 329, and we said it's in what? Liters. So you see, any method works fine. Question 8, find the sum of 0. Sum means plus, so we are going to add 0.007 and then 27.5. remember to align the decimals. Then 8.92 and 23. So we can actually just say 00 here because it doesn't have a decimal. So what we did is that we separated the whole number part from the decimal part. So it's very, very necessary you do that. Okay, let's add here since we are asked to sum. 7 plus nothing is just 7. Then everything here adds up to 2. Everything here is 14. 5 plus 9 is 14, right? So write 4 and then we carry 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. So we write 9, carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 here is 5. So remember to put the decimal place. So we'll have 59.427. 59.427. So this is it. 59.427. Okay. For question number 9, express 50 gram as a fraction of 2 kilograms. So 50 gram as a fraction of 2 kilogram. So what we have to do here is that we have to make the units align. So because we have a kilogram here, we'll convert it to gram. So if we have 2 kilogram, to convert it to gram, we know that 1000 kilograms make 1 gram. So we just simply do 2 times 1000. That will give us what? 2000 grams. So we've converted this 2 kg to just g, that's kilogram to gram. So this becomes 50 gram over 2000 gram. If you don't convert this question, you'll be very confused. So let's cancel out the grams. That's why our answer does not have a unit. Then 0 cancel 0. Okay, so 5 here is 1. 5 into 20 is 4. Then you bring this 0 down. So at the end of the day, we are left with 1 over 40. And that's our answer, option B. For question number 10, a motorcyclist drives for 4 hours at 80 km per hour, 4 hours at 80 km per hour, and then 2 hours at 20 km per hour. So 2 hours for the second one. Find the average speed. So average speed is equal to distance over time. Average speed is equal to distance over time. Okay, but let's write the units for this quantity. So speed is kilometer per hour. That's the unit for speed. Then distance is kilometer, and then time is that is h. Why I wrote this down is because if you look at this question, you will see that we are given time and then we are given speed, not distance. So we are given time and speed. We are not given distance. But then the question is asking us to solve for what? Average speed. It means we have to figure out what is distance, and then we can actually figure out what is time before we can solve for that average speed. So doing that, we need to solve for what? Distance. Now, how can we find distance? Let's make distance a sort of formula here. So remember, if we have s as speed is equal to d, distance over time, we can cross multiply here to have s times t is equal to d. X times t is xt is equal to d. Therefore, distance is equal to speed times time, that is xt. Okay, so let's solve for distance here. So we say distance is equal to speed times time from our solving here. So let's solve for distance. Now we are given two things. Now the first time the cyclist drove or drives for the first time, and also the person drove for the second time. So the first time he drove, so let's call it d1. So d1 is equal to speed times time. The speed here was what? 80. So 80 times the time is 4 hours. 8 times 4 is 32. So just add 0 and then kilometer, that's the unit. Then d2, the second time, so d2 is still s times t, which is 20 here. 20 times 2, and that's 2 times 2 is 4, then add 0, or you can say 20 times 2 is just 40, so 40 kilometer. Now we've solved for the distance. Then the time, total time. So let's solve for total distance first. Total distance is equal to 320 plus 40, and that's 360 kilometer. So this is the total distance covered. Okay, let's solve for the time. So for time, we have the first time is 4 and the second one is what? 2. So 4 plus 2, and that's 6h, 6 hours. Now we have our time and our distance. We can now solve for average speed. So average speed is equal to what? We say this distance over time. So I'm just putting the formula over time, time. Distance, total distance is what? 360 kilometer, and then total time is 6 hours. 6 here is 1, and 6 into 36 is 6. Then we'll carry the 0 up. So this is just 60 over 1, which is same thing as 60. Then we'll add the units, kilometer. Okay, let me do it here. 60 kilometer per hour, that's over hour, and that's option A. Okay, if this question is actually confusing for you, I think you want to go through this particular question again. This question is actually very, very simple but tricky. You might think they are making a mistake by giving you this unit here, this kilometer per hour and kilometer per hour. No, they know what they did. So it's for you to read the question, understand it, then interpret it appropriately. So I advise you to go through this question again. It's actually very tricky. Let's continue. Okay, question number 11. Increase 400 in the ratio of 5:8. Okay, so now 400, and then we'll have 5:8, which simply means 5/8. Okay, there's a simple way we can actually do this. I can use two methods anyway. So let's say 400 is equal to 5 parts. That is 5 part, because this is part over whole. Okay, so it's equal to this numerator part, so this is 400. So let's divide both sides by 5 so that I can actually have one part. So 5 here and 5 here, 5 cancels out here, so we'll have 1 part, and then here we are left with 5 here is 1, 5 into 40 is 8, then we'll carry 0 up, so we have 8. So it simply means that therefore 1 part is equal to what? 80. So if 1 part is equal to 80, then it means that 8 part is equal to what? So we are going to multiply both sides by 8. So 8 times 1, that is for us to find 8 part, and then 8 times 8. 8 times 80, sorry. So 8 times 1, that gives us the 8 parts, is equal to 8 times 8 is what? 64. Then you add 0. So the value is 640. But let's use another method. So let's say we have the 400 is equal to 5/8. Then we don't know what here is. Let's just call it x or any variable. So I'm using algebra now. So we can cross multiply to have 5 times x. So cross multiply here. 5 times x is equal to 8 times 400. Okay, so here is 5x. 8 times 4 is 32. I'll just add the 2 zeros. So that's how I do my multiplication to make it easy for me. So divide 5 by both sides. So divide both sides by 5. So I will now have 5x over 5 is equal to 3200 over 5. 5 here cancels out, and x is equal to 5 here is 1. 5 into 32 is 6, remember 2, and then 5 into 20 is 4, then you carry the 0 up, so this is still giving us 640. So that's the option B. So use any of the method that works perfectly fine for you. That's just it. Question number 12. If a man was born in 1898, how old was he in 1945? He was born in 1898. In 1945, how old was he? So I think what we just need to do is to find the difference between these two years. So the difference, which is minus. So 1945 minus 1898. Let's subtract. 5 cannot minus 8, so this becomes 15. 15 minus 8 should be giving us 7. And then this is remaining 3. So, but 3 cannot minus 9, so we'll add 1 here. 1 to this 3 becomes 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. So here we are left with 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So this is 47. So we are left with 47. That's 47 years option C is correct, 47 years.
There are 720 pupils in a school. If 7/9 of them are boys, how many girls are in the school? So what we can do is that we can know that the total number of pupils in this school is equal to boys plus girls, and then we have a total of 720, and then we weren't given the number of boys, rather we are given the fraction for boys, and then no information was given about girls. So from here we can actually use the fraction of boys to solve for the number of boys. So boys is equal to 7/9 multiplied by 720. So 9 here is 1, 9 into 72 is 8, then we'll just bring 0 up. So we cannot do 7 times 80. So 80 by 7. 7 times 0 is 0. And then 7 times 8. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 you add 7, that will be giving you 56. So we have 560 boys in this school. So therefore boys equal to 560. Now we know that there are a total of 720 persons in the school and the boys are 560. We can actually solve for girls now. So let's say girls is G. To solve for girls, what we simply do is you move this to this other side, that's subtracting 560 from both sides. So 720 minus 560 is equal to girls. So we're subtracting 560 from both sides. So let's do that. 720 minus 560, 0 minus 0, and then 2 minus 6 cannot work, so we take 1 here, making this one to remain 6, and then this one becomes 12. 12 minus 6 is 6, 6 minus 5 is 1, so we have 160 for girls. So therefore girls is equal to 160, and that's option D. Okay, there are also other ways you can think about this, but just know that since there are a total of 720 persons in this school, if you can find the number of boys, you can always determine how many girls are in this school. And how you can simply do that is by using the fraction for boys to solve for the number of boys and then subtract. If you're not really okay with that method, you can also use this other method. Since boys have 7/9 as a fraction, it means that girls, you can use 1 minus 7/9 is also another way of saying 9/9. 9/9 is the same thing as 1 minus 7/9, and this is going to give you 2/9. So then this 2/9 now is for girls. So 2 girls, that is G, is equal to 2/9 times 720, that's total. 9 here is 1, and 9 into 72 is 8, so you just carry 0 up. So you're left with 2 times 80. So let me write it out. G is equal to 2 times 80. That's 2. What I do is 2 times 8 is what? 2 times 8 is 16. Then you just add the 0. So girls is still equal to 160, which is option D. So what you have to do is choose the option or the method that works best for you. So use the method that is clear to you. If this first method was easy for you to understand, work with it. Then the second method works best for you, you can work with it. So whenever you have a fraction, use 1 to subtract that fraction, then you find the other part of that fraction. And how I do it is that I use the denominator here, make it as a numerator and denominator. So 9/9, if you divide it, to still give you 1. What I mean is 9 here is 1, 9 here is 1, and 1/1 is the same thing as what? 1. So that's how I did it. And if you subtract, you use the remaining number to multiply the total. So whatever one that makes sense to you, work with it. Let's go to the next question. For question number 14, we are asked to find the LCM of 2 squared multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7 squared. So let's convert this back to a normal number. There are 2 methods or a couple of ways you can do this, so I will use the 2 methods. So here we have 2 squared multiply by 3 multiply by 7 squared, which is same thing as saying 2 times 2, that's 2 squared, multiply by 3, then multiply by 7 multiply by 7, so this is 7 squared. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, so we are left with 12 times 7 times 7. So let's do that. 12 multiplied by 7. 7 times 2 is 14, so you write 4, you carry 1. 7 times 1, 7 plus 1 is 8. So we're not done, so we still have to multiply by 7 finally. 7 times 4 is 28, so we write 8, carry 2. Then 7 times 8, 7 times 7 is 49, times 8 is 56. And then 56 plus 2, 57, 58, so that is 58. So we are going to have this one as 588. Okay, we are done with this one. For the second one, we have 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 raised to power 3. That simply means 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 times 7 times 7. Okay, which is this. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 7 is 70. So we have to do 70 times 7 and then times this other 7. So 70 times 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 7 is 49. Then we'll have to do the last one by 7 again. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 9. 7 times 10 is 70. If you remove 7 from that will be giving you 63. Right? So write 3 and then carry 6. Then 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 6, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Right? Or let me check well again. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 9 is 63. So write 3, carry 6. Then 7 times 4 is 28. So 28 plus 6, that's 34. So what we have here is 3430. Okay, that's correct. So we can actually bring them into a table. Let's have 588. Then this table will be long. Then 3430. So we'll start with 2 and then we'll divide through. Okay, 2 here, 2 into 5 is 2 remainder 1, 2 into 18 is 9, and 2 into 8 is 4. So we'll have 2, 9, 4. 2 into 3 is 1 remainder 1, 2 into 14 is 7, 2 into 3 is 1 remainder 1, 2 into 10 is 5. So we'll have 1, 7, 1, 5. Okay, let me check if I really did this well again. Let me do it again, just to be sure. You know why I'm doing this is because this is a primary school exam. I think they permit calculator, but I'm just solving with a calculator. It's actually possible that you take your time, but if you master how to use how to solve with a calculator, it's fine, you can still do it. So let's do this again so I can be sure I solved correctly. 2 here is 1 remainder 1, 2 into 7, 2 into 14, sorry, is 7 remainder 0. 2 here is 1 remainder 1, and 2 here is 5. So let's continue from this point. 2 can divide this, but I don't think 2 can divide this one because it ends with 5. So 2 here is 1, 2 into 9 is 4 remainder 1, and 2 into 14 is 7. So this is 147, but 2 cannot divide this, so we'll have 1715. So 2 cannot divide at this very point. Let's check if 3 can divide any of this number before we go to the next one. So let's check 147 divided by 3. 3 into this is going to give us 4, that is 12, then it's remainder 2, and then into 27 is 9. Okay, 3 works here. Let's see if 3 works for this other one. 1715 by 3. 3 into 17 is 5 remainder 2. 3 into 21 is 7, and 3 cannot divide 5, so it doesn't work. So let's use 3 here because 2 cannot divide anymore. 3 into 14, like we did, 3 into 14 is 4, remainder 2, and 3 into 27 is 9. So here 3 cannot go, just bring it down. 1, 7, 1, 5. Okay, can 3 divide 49? I don't think, but let's do that. 3 into 4 is 1, remainder 1, cannot divide. So let's use 5 at these very points. So go to the next number, which is 5. 5 cannot divide 49 at this point. Let's use 5 to divide this one. So 1, 7, 1, 5. I know 5 can divide this. 5 here is 3, remainder 2, and then 5 into 21 is 4, remainder 1, and 5 into 15, 3. So we'll have 3, 4, 3. I know 7 can divide 49, but let's check if 7 can divide 3, 4, 3. 7 into 34 is 4, remainder 6, and then 7 into 63 is 9. So 7 here, 7 into 49 is 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. And then 7 into here, into 3, 4, 3, 243 will have 49 as well. So 7 can still go. 7 here is 1, and 7 into 49 is still 7. 7 can still go. 7 here, so just bring down 1. And then 7 into 7 is just 1. Okay, guys, this was a little bit, will I say, it was a long distance race, like running a marathon, but it's fine. So this is our LCM, all the values we have here. Let's take them, the values you have from this point. So LCM is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7. So let's write it in index form, because our answers are in index form. So this is 2 squared multiplied by 3 raised to power 1, then multiplied by 5 raised to power 1 multiplied by 7 raised to power 1, 2, 3, which is same thing as 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 raised to power 3. So let's check the option that aligns with this. 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by 3 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by, this one does not have 3, so option D is wrong, it doesn't have 3. 3 raised to power 2 multiplied by 3 raised to power 1 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7. This is A is correct, so the right option is option A. So we are going to still solve this question using the second method. Just before I get rid of some of the things in this page, I want you to take your time and observe this question. You can also try solving the question on your own, or what I can still suggest is for you to go through the video again, like pause it and watch this question again. This question is actually simple, but a little bit, what I say, stressful. Okay, for the second method which I told you about, we have 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by 3 raised to power 1, that's just 3, multiplied by 7 raised to power 2, and then the next one is this one, 2 raised to power 1 multiplied by 5 raised to power multiplied by 7 raised to power 3. Okay, for this method is actually very easy. Whenever you want to solve for LCM and you are given indexed number, just pick all the numbers you have in this set, in this collection. Pick all the numbers. Now the first number you have is the 2's, so we are going to pick the 2. So for the 2, you are going to pick the highest of the 2, which is 2 raised to power 2. Then the next one is 3, so we are going to still pick a 3. Then the next one is 5. You pick them in ascending order, so you pick a 5. Then you pick a 7. So 7 is, you have 7 repeating, but you pick the highest power of 7, so 7 raised to power 3. You see, at the end of the day, we have 7 raised to power 3, 5, and then 3, and then 3 raised to power 2, which is same thing as option A. Now this method is very, very easy. Whenever you are solving for LCM and then you have index numbers, just use this method. What did I explain here? I said you pick all these values. Once you arrange them, take them in an ascending order. Make sure that every value you have here is represented in this ascending order. So 2 is here, 3 is here, 7 is also here. Now if you come to this place, 2 is here, 5 is also represented, 7 is also represented. But what you do is that while picking the values, make sure you pick the ones that has the highest square power. When you have numbers repeating, 2 was repeating, so we pick one of the 2, but the one that has the highest power. And then 7 was repeating, we took the one that has the highest power. And if you see, that aligns with option A. So it means that option A is actually correct. Your take home point is that
in LUCM, the highest index is being chosen, while for HCF, the lowest index is chosen. Note, so let's put it down. Note, in LCM, pick the highest index. Then in HCF, pick the lowest index. If you know how to solve HCF using index method, I think this will make more sense to you. When we are solving for HCF using the index method, we pick the lowest powers, but in LCM we pick the highest powers. So let's go to the next question. Okay, after the previous question, we'll have a simple one to deal with right now. So we have one whole number 4/5 divided by 3 whole number 3/5. Of means multiplication, 7 whole number 1/2. So these are mixed fractions. Let's convert them to improper fraction. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9/5 divided by 3 times 5 is 15 plus 3, that's 18/5, multiplied by 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1, that's 15/2. Okay, from this point, what can we do? We can actually divide first. Divide. So to divide, we can just have 9/5 multiplied by 5/18. So whenever you change this division sign to multiplication, flip the fraction, then multiply by 15/2. So now we just have multiplications. We can cancel that. 5 here is 1, 5 here is 1, 9 here is 1, 9 here is 2. Okay, what again can we do? So we are left with 1 times 1 times 15 is 15 over 2 times 2 is 4. So we'll have 15/4. Let's convert 15/4 back to improper fraction. Doing that, how many 4 can we find them in 15? We can have about 3 4 in 15. So 3 whole number 3/4. Let's check to be sure that we are correct. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, that makes sense with option C. So option C is the right option. For question number 16, Ada bought 50 crates of egg at 340 per crate. She lost 5 in transit. She sold the remaining at 400 per crate. Find her profit or loss percent. Correct to the nearest whole number. Okay, so this is under profit and loss percent. So let's write the formulas down. Percentage profit, which is also known as percentage gain, is equal to selling price minus cost price over cost price multiplied by 100/1. This is the formula for percentage profit. Then percentage loss is equal to cost price minus selling price over selling price multiplied by 100/1. So let's just have this at the back of our mind. Let's continue. So Ada bought 50 crates of egg at this. So she bought BOUGT. That bought simply talks about the cost price. So the cost price is she bought 500 crates at 340. So let's find it. So 500 multiplied by, okay, this is 340. Just a moment, let me clear this. So 340. So let's multiply. 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 5 is 20. So just put everything down, there's no place to carry it. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15. So let's add them up. Okay, so from here we have 0, 0, 0, 0. This is 7, this is 1. So this is 170, 17000. That's the cost price. But then she lost 5 crates, so she lost 5. So 5 crates, and then each of them is sold for 340. So it means she's losing this. So you have to check the number of crates she lost and the amount each one is sold, so that we can have that information as well. So 340 multiplied by 5. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 4 is 20, so write 0 carry 2. 5 times 3 is 15, 15 plus 2, 15, 16, 17. So that's 1,700 on transit. Maybe the crates broke while she was traveling or bringing them back, like during delivery. Okay, she sold the remaining at this. So sold, when we talk about sold, it talks about what? Selling price. So that's how much she sold it. So she sold the remaining. What is the remaining? That's one thing we need to know. So remain, what will remain? Let's know what remains. Remains is equal to 500 minus 5. That's what will remain. So 500 minus 5, that is, so 0 cannot minus 5, this cannot work, so this remains 4, and then here is 10, this one becomes 9, so this one becomes 9, sorry, and here becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and then 9 minus nothing is just 9, and then so 945. If you just check it, you don't even need to do this. 500 minus 5 is 495. 495. Okay, if this is 495, we now know that she sold them for 400 naira for each crate, so 400. Okay, so let's multiply 495 multiplied by 400. This times this is 0, this times 0 times 9 is 0, 0 times 4 is 0, 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 9 is 0, 0 times 4 is 0, 4 times 5 is 20, so we are going to write 0 carry 2, 4 times 9 is 36, 36 plus 2, 38, so 3 8, so write down 8 and then carry 3, 4 times 4 is 16, 16, 17, 18, 19, that's 19. So let's add up 0 0 0 8, and then nothing plus 9 is 9, so this is 198. Okay, so equal to, I'm putting it down here, 198,000. So now we know our cost price and our selling price. We can go ahead and solve for the percentage profit or the percentage loss, but haven't seen what we have here, that the amount she sold it is bigger than the amount she bought. It simply means it's a profit. So whenever the selling price is greater than the cost price, it means is a what? Is a gain. Gain simply means profit as well. From here we can now solve for percentage profit, which is equal to what? The selling price minus cost price over cost price multiplied by 100 over 1. So what is the selling price? Selling price, we said, is 198,000 minus the cost price is 17,000 all over the cost price is still 17,000, then multiply by 100 over 1. Sorry, I don't have enough space, but I believe you understanding what I'm talking about and it's making sense to you. So let's do 198,000 minus 17,000 here. So this is 000, 8 just comes down, I'm subtracting, then 9 minus 7 is 2, then 1 minus 1 is 0, so this is actually 28,000. So 28,000 all over 170 multiplied by 100. So we can actually cancel out these zeros here. So this 30 cancel out this 30, and then 10 here cancels out this 10. So we are going to be left with 28 times 1 is 28. Then you add the 0. That's how I like to do my multiplication, so it can be easy for me. Then all over 17. So 28 all over 17. So we have to divide this to find out the final answer. So let's check 17. 17 into 17 is 1. Then 17 into 28 is still 1. Is still 1. Then remaining how many? 8 plus the remaining 3. 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 11. So 110. So we have 110 remaining here. I hope this is making sense to you. So how many 17 can we find inside 110? Let's do 17 times 6 and see what it gives us. So 17 by 6. 6 times 7 6 times 6 is 36. 36, if you add another 6 to it, that's going to give you 42, right? So 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Okay, so that's going to give you 42. So you write 2 carry 4. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4, that's 10. So we are going to have about inside 110 we'll have like 17 inside it. Then 110 minus 102 is going to be about 8. So this is going to be like 6 whole number then 8 over 17. So I can write it as 16 whole number plus 8 over 17. So I can use long division to finish up what I'm solving for. But right now our answer is 16, I know. So because we've gotten the whole number part. So let's use long division and see how we can solve this. So give me some time to clean up some space because everywhere is just filled up so that I can solve. Okay, so we have 16 plus 8 over 17. So we can actually use long division to solve. So 8 comes in here and 17 here. Okay, 17 into 8 cannot work, so 0 points. Add 0 here, and then from this point we can actually ask ourselves how many 17 is inside 80. So let's take 17 times 5 and see what it gives. So 17 by 5, 7 times 5 is 35. So you write 5 carry 3. 5 times 5 is 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3. That's going to be giving us 8. So it crosses it. So let's take 4. 17 by 4. So 4 times 7 is 28. So 8 you carry 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2. That's 6. So we'll have 4 makes sense. So let's do that. 4 multiplied by 17 is going to give us 68. We've already done the calculation. So let's subtract here. 0 minus 8 cannot work. So let's do 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. We're left with 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay. So we can simply add a 0 here since we've already added 1 initially here. So 17 divided by 120. So how many is going to be inside 120? So let's do 17 times 7. Let's check. 7 times 7 is 49. So 9 you carry 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4. 1 11. So 7 times 1 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So actually I'm counting with my finger. This is how I like to do it. I like to take my time to do the arithmetic and not use a calculator. Actually doing it this way is a little bit strenuous, I know, but you getting used to it helps you to master how you do your basic calculations. So I think 7 works fine. Okay, and then 7 times 17 is going to give us 119. So let's subtract. 0 cannot subtract this, so this becomes 10. 10 minus 9 is 1, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, and this is 0. Okay, so at this point we are going to keep having recurring decimals because we need to add more of these things. So here I can actually see that this fraction now is 16 points because I'm adding. So 16, this is the whole number part. Then this part is, okay, let me do plus 0.49. So if I add it up, I'll have 16.49. So the answer I've been gotten long ago. You don't have to go through this whole process again, but I'm doing this because I'm explaining to you, so I want you to see everything clearly and understand. So this was another simple question, but will I say strenuous. So it's just a marathon. They want to really test if you know this thing, because if you know it, you will persevere, you will have that tenacity to keep solving until you get the final answer. But if you don't understand the concept, you just get very tired because you don't want to go through all this process of analyzing, taking your time to put things in order. And it is very simple. If you can be very careful enough, most of these questions are very easy. They're just testing your patience, as simple as that. So option C makes sense. Let's go to the next question. For question number 17, a classroom in a school can take 28 chairs at a time. If 400 chairs are supplied to the school, how many classrooms will they occupy? Leave your answer in decimal form, correct to 2 decimal place. So
one class takes 28, and then this number of seats was supplied to the school. So one classroom is equal to 28. So this is class and this is chairs. So what we are doing is class is equal to number of chairs. That's what we are doing. That is number of seats. So we can also do again class over chair. So I'm setting up a ratio. So this is one class. So one, okay, let me use C for class, is equal to 28. So if we have X class and then we are having 400 chairs, so CH for chairs, whatever. Okay, so let's just bring things down to 1 over X is equal to 28 over 400. So I hope this makes sense to you. What we are simply doing is that if one class can contain 28 seats, then how many classes can 400 seats contain? So let's cross multiply here, solving using algebra, cross multiply. So we'll have that 1 times 400 is equal to 28 times x, and then this is 400 is equal to 28x. So divide both sides by 28. So 400 over 28 is equal to 28x over 28. The 28's cancel themselves, and then we are left with x is equal to 400 over 28. So let's cancel out. 2 here is 1 and 4, and then 2 into 4 is 2. Then you bring the 0 up. So we'll have 200 over 14 is equal to x. 2 can still go. 2 here is 7. 2 here is 1. So 0, 0. So 100 over 7. So therefore, x is equal to 100 over 7. But if you look at our options, we don't have anything like that. How many 7 are there in 100? So 7 here is 1, and 7 into 10 is 1 remainder 3, and then 7 into 30 is 4 remainder 2. So we can actually have x is equal to 14 plus 2 over 7, because we are left with 2. So at this point, you can already see that your answer is 14. That's option D. But then if you're not too sure, let's convert this 7 over 2 into a decimal. So let's do that. So we'll have 7 over 2. Okay, that's 2 over 7. The 2 comes inside, then 7 stays aside. 7 can actually divide 2, so we'll have 0. Then add 0 here. How many 7 are inside 20? We have 2. That's 2. So 2 times 7 is 14. Then subtract 10 minus 4 is 6. And since 1 is remaining here, 1 minus 1 is 0. So we'll just add 0 here. 7 into 60. 7 times 7 is 49. Then times 80, 56. So 8 times 7 is 56. Yeah, 56. So from here, 10 minus 6 is the 4. And then here becomes 0. Okay. So we'll just add another 0 here. And 7 times 5 is 35. So I think 5 works. 7 times 5 is 35. Let's subtract. So 10 here, 5 remains, and then this remains 0. Then add 0 here. How many 7 can go into 50 comfortably? 7. So let's 7 times 7 is 49. So you're going to have 10 minus 9 is 1, and then this is 0. Okay, so I want to work with 14 plus 0.2857. I think we have enough here. So we can actually approximate this to 2 decimal place, because they said leave your answer correct to 2 decimal place. So 2 decimal place here becomes 14 plus 0.29, right? If you approximate, this one becomes 6, approximate, this one becomes 9. So that becomes equal to 14.029. Okay, this question is also one of those very, very simple questions, just that they are a little bit complex. Now for me, if I am in an exam hall and I'm working with time, so I need to be fast. If you look at the option, no other one here makes sense except D. So there is no need to come and start going through this whole process. But this is for record keeping and the purpose of this explanation. That's why it's a detailed explanation. So let's go to the next question. For question 18, find the simple interest paid by Mr. Omar on a loan of 52,000 naira at 12 number 1 over 4 rates for 8 years. So what are the things we are giving here? They said find the simple interest. So interest, they are asking us to find interest. They don't know interest on a loan of, that's the principal is 52,000 at a rate of 12 number 1 over 4. Okay, that's the rate. And then time is 8 years. Okay, so the formula for interest is PRT over 100, right? So interest is unknown, the principal is 52,000 multiplied by the rate is 12 number 1 over 4, and the time is 8, all divided by 100. So let's convert this to an improper fraction. So interest is equal to 52,000 multiplied by 4 times 12 is 48 plus 1, that's 49 over 4 multiplied by 8, all divided by 100. Okay, so 4 here is 1 and 4 here is 2, so that becomes I is equal to 52,000 multiplied by 49 multiplied by 2. So that makes things way easier for us. So this is 100. Cancel out these 2 zeros. So we are going to be left with 520 multiplied by 49 multiplied by 2. So let's do 520 multiplied by 49. So 520 multiplied by 49, sorry. So not this. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 2 is 18. So 8 you carry 1. 9 times 5 is 45 plus this, that's 46. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. So let's add them up. 0, 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. So write 4 carry 1. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 0, that's 5. So 2, 5, 0. Then still multiply by 2 again. That's the last one here. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. You carry 1. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, 9. 2 times 5 is 10. 0 you carry 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So we have 50,960. So interest is equal to 50,000, add the naira sign, 960. 50,960, that's option A. Okay, A is correct. Let's go to the next question. For question 19, find the length of T in the diagram below. So this is T, the diagonal. Okay, just be very careful when you have this kind of question, because you might want to solve for area of this rectangle, and that's length times breadth. That's not what they're asking you, though the figures to do that are here. Or you might want to solve for the perimeter, which is equal to 2 brackets L plus B. That's not what they're asking you, in as much as the values here can help you solve that. So pay attention to what they are asking you, and they're asking to solve for what? T is the diagonal. So let's draw this out. Can draw this out to have, don't mind my drawing, to have a right angle triangle. Reason being because angles formed in a rectangle are 90 degrees, that is, or square. And you know that this part is equal to this part, and here is equal to here, because you have 2 strokes here and you have one stroke here. But even if they don't give you that information, you know that the opposite sides in a rectangle are equal. So here is 14 cm as well, and here is also 48 cm. So let's translate those information here. So here is 48 cm and here is 14 cm, and then here is T. This is now a right angle triangle, and for us to solve for this diagonal, this T in a right angle triangle, we can apply Pythagoras theorem. So let's apply Pythagoras theorem. That becomes T squared is equal to 14 squared plus 48 squared. Reason being because Pythagoras theorem states that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square sum of the 2 other sides. So this is the hypotenuse. So when you square it, is equal to what? The sum of the 2 other sides. That's why we are doing this. Okay, having said that, let's solve for the square of 14. 14 squared simply means 14 times 14. I think that should be 196, but let's do that. So 14 multiplied by 14. 4 times 4 is 16, so write 6, carry 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4, and then 1 times 1 is 1. Let's add up. So this is 691. So 196. So it simply means t squared is equal to, this one is 196. Let's solve for 48 squared. That's 48 multiplied by 48. So we have 48 here and then 48. Let's multiply them. 8 times 8 is 64. So write 4 carry 6. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 6, 32, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Sorry, what am I counting? 32 plus 6 should be 38. That is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Don't mind me. So this is 38. Okay, let's go to the next one. 4. I like to count with my fingers. I just like that. I enjoy doing that. Then 4 times 8 is 32. Right? 4 times 8 is 32. So write 2 here, carry 3. 4 times 4 is 16, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's this. So let's add them up. Here is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. So write 0, carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. So 3 carry 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is plus 2304. Let's add these two values together. So 2304 plus 196. Let's add them up. So this is 10. That's 0 carry 1. 1 plus 0 is 0, plus 9 is still 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, sorry, because they're not multiplying. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 9 is 10, so 0 carry 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then we'll have 2. So t squared is equal to 2500. Okay, now when you are doing basic arithmetic, you are trying to add, subtract, multiply, I will advise you to do them like twice. Check them again, because this thing is actually simple, but small errors can happen during arithmetic times. Okay, but let's continue. So from here we can take square root of both sides. Take square roots of both sides. Now remember, in mathematics we are doing just the opposite. If we have a plus, we want to subtract. If we have a division, we want to multiply. Now we have a squared, we want to take what? The square roots. So doing that, square root of t squared is equal to what? Square root of 2500. So t squared and the square root function cancel out, only t stands alone here. Then I can say this is same as 25 multiplied by 100. If you can check it, let's say 100 multiplied by what? 25. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, and then 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 1 is 2. So let's add them up. You see that we still have 2500. So I didn't change anything. So doing that, I can now say that 25 multiplied by 100. So that simply means that t is same as 25 multiplied by 100. Okay, so t is equal to square root of 25 is just 5 multiplied by square root of 100 is 10. So when you multiply the both of them, you are going to have 5 times 10, that's 50. Now whenever you take the square root function, your answer is either a plus or minus. But because we are dealing with geometry, squares and shape triangles, you cannot have a negative. So t is just equal to 50 because it's in cm, so centimeter. The right option is option B. Okay, I believe you are having a good time enjoying this question. So let's go to the next. For question number 20, what is the perimeter of the figure below? So what we just need to do is to add up all the numbers together. So we need to know the dimension for all the parts of this shape. So from here to here is 12. As you can see, here is 2, here is 10, here is 8, here is 10, here is 2 again. Now this part which is below is also going to be 12 cm, because as you can see, from this point to this point is 10, so remaining this other end, and the total from this end to this end is 12, so that means this is also 12. And then from this point to this point, everything here is going to add up by adding from this point all the way down here. So let's add here as 2, then we'll add this one plus 8,
then we add this last one plus 2, and that's going to be giving us 12. So what we've done now is that we've identified the dimensions for all the side of this particular shape. So we can now start solving for the perimeter. Perimeter becomes this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this and this. So we just add them up all together. That becomes 12 plus 2 plus 10 plus 8 plus 10 plus 2 plus 12 plus 12. Okay, so let's add up. This plus this is 14. So let me just write here 14. Then this is 18. 10 plus 8 is 18. This is 12. And then this is 24. Right? So let's bring it down here. 14 plus 18 plus 12 plus 24. So let's add these two together and these two together. So this is going to be giving us 36, and this is going to be giving us, that's 14 plus 18. This is 12, so you carry 1, and then we are going to be still having, okay, here 32, so 32 here. So let's add this up together, 32 plus 36. So 32 plus 36. Here we'll have 8, and here we'll have 6. So our answer is 68, option D. Okay, question number 21. The circumference of a circle is 66 cm. If pi is 300/1/7, what is the diameter of the circle? So focus on this, is the question. What is the diameter? You know that diameter, I can call it D, is equal to 2r, 2 multiplied by the radius, but we're not giving enough information to solve for that. But we know that the circumference of a circle, which is also known as the perimeter, is circumference equal to 2 pi r, and then the question gives us as 66. So 66 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 whole number 1/7 multiplied by r, which is the radius. So 66 is equal to 2 multiplied by 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1, that's 22/7, and then multiply by the radius. Let's continue. So let's just multiply this. 66 is equal to 2 times 22 is 44/7, and then multiplied by r. So what we'll do, let's cross multiply, so that we can have 66 times 7. So 6 multiplied by 7 is equal to 44r. Let's do that. 66 multiplied by 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So I'll write down 2, carry 4. 7 times 2 again is 42, plus 4 is 46. So we'll have 462 is equal to 44r. From this point, let's divide both sides by 44. 462 divided by 44 is equal to 44 divided by 44, then we'll have r. So they cancel out. 2 here is 22, 2 here is 2, 2 here is 3, and 2 here is 1. So it means that therefore r is equal to 231/22. From this very point, I don't know if there is any other value we can use to divide, but I think we can just have this fraction. So let's have this fraction and keep it. But then that's not what we are asked to solve for. Let's solve for diameter. So D is equal to 2r. So it simply means that D is equal to 2 brackets 231/22. We've gotten radius already here. So 2 here is 11 and 2 here is 1. So we are now solving for 231/11. So let's see if 11 can divide both. 11 here is 1. 11 into 23 is 2 remainder 1, and then 11 into 11 is 1. So therefore diameter D is equal to 21 centimeter, and that's option A. Question 22. A lesson which takes 1 hour 45 minutes starts at 10:35 a.m. What time does the lesson end? So when is the lesson going to end? Okay, we know the duration here, which means total time. Duration is 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, and it starts by 10:35. So 10:35. Okay, that's the start time. So as at 10:35 we have, that's just starting, let's say it starts with 0 minutes. If we now go from 10:35 to 11, so let's go to 11 a.m. no, we're in a.m. From that time to 11 a.m. should be 25 minutes. I hope this is making sense to you. 25 minutes. So 25 minutes is gone, and then we still have, so 25 minutes out of 1 hour 45 minutes, so we still have like 1 hour 20 minutes. Let's add another 1 hour here. So let's say 12:00 p.m. By 12 p.m. that's an additional 1 hour. So we're going to be having 1 hour 25 minutes. So we just need 20 minutes to make it up to 1 hour 45 minutes. So let's do 12:20. So 12:20 p.m. will now give us 1 hour 45 minutes. So by breaking it down bit by bit, you're able to figure out the answer. The right option is option C. For question number 23, find the median of these data sets. To find the median of the data set, you have to first of all arrange them in an order, either ascending or descending order. So let's arrange them. We'll have 2 as the smallest and 9 as the highest. Let's start from the smallest. So we'll have 2. How many 2 do we have here? So we just have 1. We've taken it. And then the next one is 3. So we have 3. We'll have 3 here. So the next one is 4. So we'll have, I'm counting it as so that I will not make mistake, 4. Then after that I have a 5 here, 5. I have another 5 here, 5. Then I have 6 here, 6, 7, and then 8, and then the last one 9. So I've considered all the numbers in this data set. So the median is the middle term. We take away 1 from this end, take away 1 from this end, 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 and then you see that at the end of the day we are left with 2 values. Whenever we have 2 values as the median, you take their average. The average simply means you add them up. So the average is talking about 5 plus 5, then divided by 2, and that is 10/5 divided by 2 still gives us 5. The answer is B. But in some situation, you're going to have only one value as this median, that is the middle number. If you have only one value, then that's fine, that is your answer. So let me just explain again. The first step is to arrange in ascending order. So you arrange, either you arrange it in ascending or descending order, anyone. So make sure you arrange it, don't just start solving. After you arrange, you start picking numbers away, like from the end, both ends, 1 from here, 1 from here, until you have one middle number, like just one number at the middle. But then if you have 2 values, you add them up and then divide by 2. That's what I mean when I say you find the average. So that's it. Let's go to the next question. Question number 24. The following are the scores of learners in the class. What is the mean? So these are the scores of the learners in this class. So I'm going for mean. Mean is equal to sum of values. So sum of values over number of values. Therefore mean now becomes, let's add these numbers together. 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. So let's check 1, 2, 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 plus 4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3 plus 7 plus 6 plus 7. Okay, all over, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They are 15, all over 15. So that's just it. Let's start adding. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 plus 3 is 20. Yeah. 20 plus 2 is 22, plus 0, that's 22, plus 4, 26. 26 plus 6, 32. 32 plus 5 is 37. 37 plus 3 is 40. 40 plus 7 is 47. 47 plus 6 is 53. 53 plus 7 is 60. So have 60 over 15. At this point, 15 into 60. So 15 here is 1 and 15 here is 4. So have 4 over 1, and the answer is just 4. That is option B. Or you can actually take it easy by cancelling out. If you have 60 over 15, 3 here is 5, 3 here is 2, then you carry 0, then 5 here is 1, 5 into 20 is 4, so still 4 over 1, which is 4. For question number 25, which is the last question, we will be solving the mode. Mode talks about the highest occurring value in a data set. So here, let's start from the values in this data set. Let's arrange them. We have 0 occurred only once, right? So 1, and then 2, 1, 2, 2 occurred just twice, then 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are checking how many times they occurred. 3 occurred 4 times. So I can call this the frequency, how many times they occurred, or occurrence. So this is my occurrence, this is the data set. Okay, the next one is 4. 4 here is 1, 2, 4 occurred twice, so 4 is 2. And then the next one is 5. 5 is 1, 2, so 5 is also 2. 6 is 1. And then 7 is 1, 2 as well, so 7 is 2. If you look at this, you'll notice that the highest occurring value here is 3. 3 occurred 4 times, so the answer is A. They occur 4 times. Now don't make the mistake of choosing 4. 4 is not the answer, that's wrong. 4 actually occurred only twice, so the right one is 3. So what you do is you have to arrange them and then find out how many times they occurred, then the highest occurring one is your answer. Thank you so much for watching till the end. This exam prep review and solution is brought to you by Precision Academic World. Here's our official YouTube channel, and this is our email address, and here is also our WhatsApp contact, which you can use to reach out to us. You can ask a question, drop a comment below, or let us know the next things you want to see, the next lesson you want to see, or the past question you want us to review. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Like, subscribe, and follow what we are doing, and keep improving. Thank you.